Now, I can't go on
Without a sip of
without
tea.
a sip of this tea.
Do you know what I can't go on without?
Another Lorde song. Our Lorde has heard our prayers.
Oh my gosh,
we have been
she has heard our
begging
prayers.
for Lorde to move for. I mean, do you know what? Like, obviously,
For a while.
I think that it's reasonable to start begging for an artist to move 2 years after their most recent album.
Yeah.
We're at 4 years.
Lorde has
We're
done
at 4 years
this.
since
I
Solar Power.
realised the other day, every album is 4 years. She is a 4-year
Oh.
album cycle girly.
Oh my god, she is.
She is.
Because Pure Heroine is 2013.
Yeah.
Melodrama is 2017. And Solar Power is 2021.
Sometimes perfection
I didn't even
takes
have a sip
time.
of this tea. I just got so
You
caught
just
up in
got
Lorde.
Lorde. Guys, we're so happy that we're reacting to Lorde today. Can't wait to hear what the vibes are, the sounds, who's worked on this song.
Oh my god, yes.
She's giving quite
Oh, it won't be Jack.
You don't think so?
Oh no.
Why?
I don't. Well, I mean, it could be
why
Jack.
did you just giggle like there's some tea I don't know about?
Well, just no, but you do know it. It's just like, you know, all the rumors about them having like a fling or whatever.
okay.
But actually,
But then they work together for Solar Power.
But then they work together for Solar Power, so it can't really be that if she's not working with Jack, it's because they had this fling that didn't work out or whatever, because she literally went back to Jack for Solar Power after said fling. If it ever happened.
Yeah.
You know?
I just like hope he is there because I feel like they are just such a great duo. But, you know,
They
we'll
are a
see.
great
I'm
duo.
sure whatever
They
she's
make
done
great
is great.
music.
But it definitely seems like from the imagery she's given so far, like the photos and stuff, it feels a bit more like grungy.
Yeah, well, okay, so we haven't heard any of this song, which is actually, I'm saying that this is an amazing feat
This
because
is-
she put like the little snippet on TikTok or whatever weeks ago now, and we don't know a thing. We don't know a thing. We don't know what it sounds like. The only thing I will say that I've seen is that some people are saying it's giving Melodrama.
She's returned.
Well, okay, now hold on a second. I need to say that people do not understand Solar Power. We've
they
had
don't.
this beef for a long time.
Yeah.
We are Solar Power stans. We fucking love it. It's so amazing.
Yeah.
If you don't get it, I'm sorry, but you don't get it. It's for the Southern Hemispherian girlies.
Yeah, it's not for you.
It's an
Okay,
oceanic
tune out,
feeling.
tune out.
But if she is returning to a little bit more of like a Melodrama kind of sound, I'm like, that's both deeply iconic because Melodrama is deeply iconic. But then also I'm like,
A little sad.
is there a regression happening here? Because
Well,
Solar
yeah.
Power was such a step forward.
Is the Enlightenment gone?
Is she? Are we
is she-
retaining the Enlightenment?
Yeah, is she back in the garden, you know, with the tequila?
It's yeah,
I
like
don't know, let's see. But maybe
has
she went too
pulled
far?
the cherry
Yeah, we
red
all go-
lipstick out of the drawer, the cherry black lipstick. Sorry.
Maybe she like, you know how we all just go a bit too far in our mid-20s, like we we all went vegan and, you know, we all did that. So maybe she's just coming back. Sorry, Ducky. No offense. It's not just a phase.
But
for some,
Solar Power is so wise in what she's singing
Yeah.
about. There's no way
Yeah.
that she's regret. But maybe she's just found a balance. You know,
she has
she went the other
been
way.
partying with like
the
Charlie
pendulum
XCX
swung
again and stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe she's back on her
Well,
party
this is
time.
it. Maybe she's finding a balance.
We're already
That balance in between the party life of Melodrama
the balance.
and the nature frolicking
Exactly.
princess of Solar Power.
Yeah, we all find a balance once we hit
Yeah.
our 30s.
Yeah.
I actually don't know how old she is. She's definitely not there yet.
She is a little bit younger than us.
I feel like she's 28. No, she might be younger.
She'd be
28.
pushing.
Thank
She'd
you,
be
Ducky,
pushing
yes.
29 though. Has she had her birthday yet this year? Yeah, she'd be pushing 29 because it's been 4 years since
Well,
Solar
she's a
Power. She was
Scorpio,
25 in
so,
Solar Power.
yeah.
So
I know
anyway,
my
that was such
girlies.
an
I know my
intriguing
water girlies.
conversation.
Yeah, what
diving
is
into
happening?
Lorde.
This is really
things.
chaotic. I think we're a bit too excited.
Yeah.
And I think we simply need to be listening.
But we just need to like give you all of our thoughts and feelings about where Lorde has been at
Yeah.
before we go into this new era and see what she's got to say to us.
Yeah.
Because we need to make sense of everything
Totally.
first.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. What was that? Let's
What was
find
that?
out.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. Oh.
A place in the city, a chair and a bed. I cover up all the mirrors, I can't see myself yet.
Oh, I like it.
I wear smoke like a wedding veil, make a meal I won't eat, step out into the street of wanted to see.
Ooh.
It comes over me. Oh, I'm missing you. Yeah, I'm missing you. And all the things we used to do. MDMA in the back garden, blow our pupils up. We kissed for hours straight, but baby, what was that? I remember saying then, this is the best cigarette of my life. Well, I want you just like that. Into your hands, we're in a sandstorm and it knocks me out. I didn't know then that you'd never be enough. Oh, since I was 17, I gave you everything. Now we wake from a dream. Well, baby, what was that? What was that? Baby, what was that?
What was that?
What was that?
Oh my God. The second that we heard MDMA,
We
we
were
were like, this bitch is partying again. Or is she though? What's she saying? What is she saying?
Okay, I need to see who worked on it.
I just am a bit fucked up.
It's kind of not giving me Jack. It's not.
Oh.
It's Daniel. Daniel.
Daniel.
You've been making your way through those
Damn,
book girlies.
Daniel. Okay. Oh, wow.
Okay.
That's very fascinating. Wow. Are we thinking about the Jack thing?
Yes.
Are we like, what's going on there?
Well,
Look, this is one song. I will say this is one song. But also, I can... no, I actually do need to talk about the Jack thing. The thing about Lorde and Jack is that Lorde has spoken about how desperately she searched for a producer that was going to match her vibe when she wanted to make Melodrama or a second album. And she tried a bunch of them and nothing was the right fit. And then she found Jack and was like, oh my God, my life has changed. And then obviously she proceeded to do 2 albums with him. And it's not a problem to move on from a producer that you have that kind of a relationship with. Obviously you might want to experiment with a different sound. Maybe you've grown beyond that. I don't know. But I think because she said that, it feels more weighted for her to
it's like,
not
how
work
could you
with Jack.
just go and find another one?
But then it's like, maybe it's just like Taylor working with Aaron.
Yeah.
You know?
And Daniel is quite talented.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
oh my God, what actually did she just say to me?
A place in the city, a chair and a bed. I cover up all the mirrors, can't see myself yet. That's interesting. I wear smoke like a wedding veil, make a meal I won't eat. Step out into the street, alone in a sea. It comes over me.
I feel like she's talking about her past self here in that verse.
That's kind of what I'm getting to.
And it's interesting, even like a place in the city, a chair and a bed reminds me of her talking about how she went to New York to make Melodrama with
That's
Jack.
interesting. That's interesting.
And they were like, I think she said somewhere like she was just sleeping in like a 1-bedroom apartment or half the time in the studio kind of thing. I think what I get from it is like this past version of herself where she wore like smoke like a wedding veil, like she was committed to the life, the party life, like it was her lover or other half.
Yeah.
But also like I can't see myself yet is almost maybe like she wants to go back to that. So she's like trying not to look at herself yet.
So okay, so
She's
when
not
she
ready
ends
yet?
the verse
Like-
and goes into the pre-chorus, says, it comes over me. Oh, I'm missing you. Yeah, I'm missing you. And all the things we used to do.
Well, that could be about a relationship.
Right, I wanted to ask, do you think she's talking to herself
I do
about
think
herself?
so. At the moment, I do think maybe it's her past self.
Well, but then the chorus did seem a little bit more relationshipy. She said, MDMA in the back garden, blow our pupils up. We kissed for hours straight. Well, baby, what was that? I remember saying then, this is the best cigarette of my life. Well, I want you just like that. Indio haze, we're in a sandstorm and it knocks me out. I didn't know then that you'd never be enough. Since I was 17, I gave you everything. Now we wake from a dream. Well, baby, what was that?
it's really interesting because I think the way it's written, it could be taken as a double meaning about this relationship or maybe about the relationship with her younger self. Because even that whole chorus could be about her party days. Like we used to kiss for hours straight. She could be talking about just hooking up with a bunch of random people. Like that was her older self. Me and you used to kiss for hours straight, but it also could be about the relationship. Even like since I was 17, I gave you everything could be about the relationship, but it also could be about her music and what she gave to her past self. Like, almost like she really didn't grow up there for a while because she was in that younger version of herself, like just really giving that part of her life everything.
Well, somebody agrees, because it says here, this could allude to the lyrics' message of general relational identity rather than directly speaking to a singular lover. Lorde's debut album, Pure Heroine, was released when she was 16, which shot her into a whirlwind of fame and musical success.
Yeah.
Although this is a breakup song, this line could also be about giving everything to the industry and the world as a whole,
Like,
it reminds me of California.
It does, yeah. And I guess of Pure Heroine as well, even just like really
that apprehension towards fame.
Yes. And giving herself and not wanting to lose herself in that.
Yeah.
She's had quite a lot of time to herself, and she's just like reflecting on her past, being like, what was that?
What was
whirlwind? What was that whirlwind of fame?
Yeah. What a fascinating concept for a song to come back, into the spotlight with.
Yeah.
Because I do think that it's, even regardless of like anything specific that she might be writing about, I think that we can all say we're reminded of Melodrama, and I think she knows that obviously people are obsessed with Melodrama and stuff, and so it's an interesting but also quite a tactical,
she's nodding back to it,
way to kickstart this era, because she knows she's going to reel people in with this feel of like this, it's obviously reflective. A departure from Solar Power and a return to what we knew from Lorde at the beginning, and that's obviously successful for her.
Absolutely.
In saying that though, I do not believe for a second that Lorde has written a song like this just because people wanted something more like Melodrama and Pure Heroine and something less like Solar Power. I think she is so true to who she is and to herself and where she's at in her life. This, I truly believe, came from a space within her that she felt she needed to write it, but it also just happens to coincide with what fans kind of wanted from her.
Yeah, almost like maybe she's playing on that because people wanted it. Like, it came naturally, I mean, like for her to reflect upon Melodrama and that part of her life because people so desperately want her to go back to it, and maybe she's trying to find what makes sense of what that was for her.
Yeah.
And this is what kind of naturally came out.
Yes.
Oh, I wonder what she's going to go into in the second verse. Interesting sound, though.
Interesting sound. It feels like Lorde, though.
It does. It's reminiscent of Melodrama. I wouldn't say it's as punchy. The production was really quite simple right until that drop after the drop of the chorus or after the chorus.
Yeah.
Very like simple synths.
I think it was after the chorus, that post-chorus where she just repeated the "what was that, baby, what was that." That's because we were frozen the whole chorus, and then we were like, "Okay, we'll dance at the drop."
Like a really big build to that.
Yeah.
Do you know you're still with me when I'm out with my friends? I stare at their painted faces that talk current affairs.
Wow.
That noise is giving hard feelings.
I agree. There's a few noises actually in that post-chorus that was giving objects moving.
Which is how you
describe
describe
moving though. I
that
don't know
sound.
About that.
Yeah, interesting. Sorry, I was so distracted by that noise. I was like, wow, I've heard this noise before.
That is definitely Lorde's signature sound.
You had to know this was happening. You weren't feeling my heat when in the light.
It's almost a bit more dancey though. Maybe a bit more electronic.
Yeah. Yep, I get that.
I tried to let whatever has to pass.
This is a new pre-chorus.
It is.
But this is staying a while. I know it might not let me go.
What? Oh, build us up to that chorus again.
MDMA in the back garden, blow pupils up. When I was 17, I gave you everything. Now we wake from a dream. Oh baby, what was that?
Okay.
What was that?
I like that.
Yeah.
'Cause I want you just like that. Blue light, I can make it all.
liking it.
So what I would
There's
say
interesting things
on first listen is it's not my favourite Lorde song of all time, but it is a good song and I like it.
Yeah, I think I'm used to her lyrics maybe fucking me up a little more, but maybe I just need to listen to them a little more.
I think Lorde is also one of those lyricists where like sometimes you really need to sit with a song for a while, and then like Lorde, the way that she words things is so, you've just never in your life thought to word it in that way that it actually goes over your head at first sometimes. And it's like sometimes with like getting to know a song that you're like, oh my God,
like
I only just realized what you're trying to say.
Summer slipped us underneath her tongue.
That is a fucked up lyric.
Concerning lyric.
That is
and it took me a long time to realize what was happening there. A long time. Okay, verse 2, she says, do you know you're still with me? Once again, she's talking about this person, whether or not it's her younger self or maybe her ex-partner. You're still with me when I'm out with my friends. I stare at their painted faces. Oh, I wonder if that's like a reference to makeup.
I think it probably is.
They talk current affairs. You had to know this was happening. You weren't feeling my heat. Is that solar power? You had to know this was happening, like I would come back to this because you weren't feeling...
Oh my God, and then the next, like, when I'm in the blue light, blue, down at baby's all right, I face reality.
You know, it kind of would make sense that she touches on this because it was such a big deal that she did solar power. Like, I really do feel like it makes sense that that's an inspiration behind her next lead single, is like people rejecting that the way that they did.
I'll never forgive the Lorde stands that didn't get it.
No.
I've never felt so unseen by a fandom in my entire life, because how do you not get it?
Genius keeps saying it's about a relationship, but to me this song is really giving her reflecting on her own past and how that haunts her, and how, I mean, whether or not it's the relationship, but I think it's broader than that. I think it's about how she can't shake what people want from her because of how successful Melodrama was and stuff like that.
I feel like I'm getting that too, and I'm not saying that the relationship aspect isn't there as well, but I do think it's deeper than that.
I think it is as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it always is sometimes.
Yeah.
With Lorde, but...
Yeah. And then yes, you're right, that pre-chorus was different. I try to let whatever has to pass through me pass through. But this is staying a while. I know it might not let me go. Like I'm finding it hard to move on. That's interesting.
I did really like the melody of that pre-chorus.
Yeah.
And there was like a build of space of music before the chorus this time.
Yes, it was a fully different experience going into the second chorus. That was really, really cool.
I did quite like the structure of that.
What an intriguing song. Wow, this one's got layers.
Yeah.
Layers that I'm excited to have revealed to me with time.
I agree. Oh, I'm so excited to see what happens next. Like what's going to be the theme of this album? Yeah. And what's it going to be called? And when are we getting another song?
She's always got such a strong concept for her albums, so it's really going to be fascinating to see what direction this one takes.
Absolutely.
I'm so fascinated to know.
Like the fact that the first one's just like kind of been a reflection on her past. Like where is that going to take us for this next era? Like that's so intriguing.
Lorde is just like one of those few artists that you can really rely on to deliver and to deliver something really profound.
Absolutely.
Like there's no part of me that's not expecting something incredible.
I completely agree.
Even if it's like maybe sonically not for me or something like that, I know I'm still going to be like, damn, that bitch made that.
And there's going to be a lot to take away from it.
Absolutely.
She's just such a good writer, a good artist. Yeah. And like a good concept creator, like you said.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm so excited. I wonder when the album comes out.
Well, guys, let us know what you think down below. I really enjoyed that. I'm excited to listen to it again. I feel like I need to let it marinate a few times before I can fully grasp it. Like the build of the production and everything, and like the simplicity at the beginning where it goes and stuff. But yeah, hopefully we'll see you soon for another Lorde video.
Oh, yes, hopefully indeed. Love you guys.
Bye.